World, it's your man Ben Bach. I'm out here again with this hope, this encouragement, and this motivation, guys. It's about 10:20 at night, but something came over my heart, and I'm just like, yo, I gotta share this and get back to work. All right, so what came over my heart, guys? Man, I was listening to E.T., and I've heard it thousands of times before. It's just like, I get it, but I just like, yo, I just want to share it really quick so somebody else could get it, because I just got it on a deeper level. And what dude said is, nothing in life is permanent but change, guys. He said, nothing in life is permanent but change. And I'm saying one last time, nothing in life is permanent but change. All right, and that's what I'm about to talk to you guys about. What does that mean? It's just like, look, like so often, it's just like I remember, guys, like I was looking at my financial situation, I was looking at my relationships, I was looking at life, I was looking at my self-esteem, I was looking at my anxiety, I was looking at all the problems in my life, and I thought they were permanent. And I would tell people, yeah, nothing in life is permanent, but nothing in life is permanent or whatever. But it's just like I was looking at the negative situation, and I really did feel in my life and in my soul that it was permanent. And even if I didn't feel it in my soul, like my mind would automatically make me feel as though it was permanent. But here's the deal, guys. Like nothing is permanent but change. Look, we're going to either change for the better or we're going to change for the worse. And that's the crazy thing right there. Catch that. We either going to change and make our lives better or automatically it's going to get worse. Like we don't stay in the same place, guys. Like we are always either getting better or getting worse. So I'm going to use this example. My man Ian Pruckner shared that joint with me. I read his book and I heard him say it one time before. He's just like, life is like running up a downward sloping escalator. Like, you know, the escalator, like it goes down or whatever. So imagine yourself like running up an escalator, right? Life is like that escalator. So it's just like the escalator is coming down and you're running up. You're trying to reach your goals. You're trying to progress up top. So it's just like as you're running up the escalator, like you're moving towards your goals. But the moment you stop, right? The moment you stop running up the escalator, automatically you don't stay in the same place, you digress. So it's just like the moment we stop fighting for our goals and our dreams, Les Brown says it best, like life is a fight for territory. Right? Tyler, I see you. He said life is a fight for territory. And the moment you stop fighting for what you want, you automatically get what you don't want. And that's how it is on that escalator. If you're running up that escalator, the moment you stop, you're automatically going to get back. So when I was talking about myself earlier in the video, I was like, yeah, my financial situation is bad. My relationship, not where I want it to be. My relationship with God, not where I want it to be. My character, my integrity, my spirituality, not where I want it to be. And because it wasn't where I wanted to be, it was easy to get in depression mode or get into anxiety mode or get into frustration mode. And when I got into that mode, guess what I felt like doing? I felt like giving up, quitting, and stopping. And it's just like I wanted to take a break, guys. And sometimes breaks are needed, but don't break for too long. You can stop, but don't quit, right? Stop, but don't quit. And what happened is every time I stopped, what I found is I automatically went back. So again, nothing in life is permanent but change. So it's just like if we're not changing for the better, like we're automatically changing for the worse. And that's why it's so important to fight for your goals. And just like this, the crazy thing about success, I didn't even think I'd bring it. But Earl Nightingale, Strangest Secret, right? And I've heard it thousands of times. And what he said is just like, what's the definition of success? He said, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Flat out, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. If somebody has a goal and they're intentionally working towards that goal, they're automatically successful. What does that mean? It doesn't mean you need a house. It doesn't mean you need a car. It doesn't mean you need a degree. Like the moment you decide that you want something and you start working towards that every single day, like you're a success. You don't have to attain nothing. Like you could lose and still be a success because every single day you're working towards your goal. And that gives you a feeling of accomplishment that achieving anything will never give you. Just the idea that you're progressing every single day. And that's big, guys. So that's all it takes to be successful, to decide you want to do something and progress towards it every single day. That is success. So again, guys, the message here is nothing in life is permanent but change. And we're either changing for the better or we're changing for the worse. And if we stop, if we give up and we quit and we don't choose to fight for our dreams and our goals, like we'll automatically get the things that we don't want. And that's why it's so important to keep on going. Ty Marie, what you said. I feel like I'm in the same place. If I know I can be doing better, as if my good is never good enough. Oh, come on, Ty. Good is never good. And you know what's crazy? So I'm gonna say something real quick, Ty. It's just like, I was listening to Ian Pruckner. No, I read his book, Byproduct. Like, if you're a reader, get it. What he said is just like, we're not born losers. Born winners. We're born choosers. So we choose what we do with our life. And that's what makes the difference between people, like our choices, right? So, good. He said, E.T. said it first, and then I read it in his book. He said, good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better than your best. And what he said is, good is the enemy of great. Ty, good is the enemy of great, right? So just like, understand you're already good enough, Ty. Like, you're freaking awesome. Like, I've seen your poetry. I've seen how you connect with people. I've seen you working towards your dreams and your goal. Like, I've seen your passion. You're good enough already, all right? So it's just like, the idea is, but don't be satisfied where you are. And it's just like, don't pressure yourself into attaining so much, right? And then I had to ask myself, because I fell into that trap where I felt as though I wasn't good enough, and I had to realize, like, I'm enough already. It's just like, I don't need anything I don't have nothing to prove to anybody. Like, I've proven to myself that, yo, if I have a dream and a goal and I'm just working towards it, that is enough for me. Like, just realize you are already enough. Now, what you're grinding towards and what you're going towards, that's not just for you, that's for other people. You're just trying to help other people realize that they're enough. And that's why I grind so hard, Ty. It's just like, it's making me better doing this, not for me, but for other people, to make them realize that they are enough as well, and they could achieve whatever it is they want in their souls as well. And it's just like that poem, like I read it every single morning, Ty. What's it called? Like, our deepest fear is not that we're adequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. And it's not our light, it's not our darkness, but our light that most frightens us. And it's just like, I'm sure you know the poem. You're a poet. It's just like when you just let your own light shine, right? It's just like you encourage others to do the same. And that's why I'm so passionate, because I know, like, every single human being has incredible potential. And it's just like, sometimes we're afraid to give our all to something, or to be our true selves because of something somebody else might say. And I struggle with that a lot, Ty. And it's just like, I don't know who recently said it that I was listening to. It's just like, when you're yourself, it's just like, people test you when you're authentically you. Like, people will test you, right? It's just like, so I wear suits every single day. Like, I'm always excited every single day. And I remember, like, people would get at me for, why are you so excited? Why are you so happy, or whatever? And it's just like, before that would affect me. But at this point in my life, and it's just like, I'm excited because I'm freaking alive. Like, I'm a freaking beast, and I'm happy to be excited. But he said it in a different way, where people would test him when he became a vegan or a vegetarian. Just like, really, you don't eat meat? You don't do this and stuff like that? It's just like, so what? Like, this is what I've chosen to do with my life, and you could choose to do whatever it is that you want with your life. But what he said is, people test you because they aren't themselves, and because they aren't themselves, they don't want you to be yourself. But when you stand true to who you are, eventually, like he said, like, he was a vegan, and now he's encouraged other people to become vegans or vegetarians or whatever. And he's not fully a vegetarian. Like, I don't know all the details, but the idea is, when you're yourself, you'll attract people like you, or you'll encourage people to be more like themselves as well. And that's what helped me as well, Ty. It's just like, getting around people who are positive, inspirational, and motivational, who are unapologetically them, or whatever. And that forces you to become great, Ty. And I learned this from Warren Buffett. I don't know if I'm just throwing up on you, Ty. Let me know, comment back, like, Ben, stop. Because this is completely for you, Ty. And it's just like, Warren Buffett is just like, yo, you want to surround yourself with people that you admire and you respect. Right? And it's just like, when you surround yourself with those people, it's just like, you start to emulate those people. Like, eventually, like, you'll get to a point when you write down who you admire most, you'll say yourself. That's crazy, right? And it's just like, you surround yourself with successful people, you emulate them, you try your hardest to be like them or whatever, and not necessarily exactly like them, but your own version of them, where you're authentically you. And eventually you'll get to the point you say, like, I'm proud of me. And that only happens when you hang around authentic people that are pushing for their dreams and their goals, and they encourage you to do the same. And that's what happened with me. Like, I was around some wonderful people who are authentically them. And it's just like, I didn't have that much confidence. I remember telling them that I want the confidence you had. And what they told me was, and this Jackie, she was just like, yo, like, you don't know who you are. It's just like, this is the example she gave me, Ty. She was just like, yo, you're like a pretty girl that doesn't know she's pretty. That was my example. You're like a pretty girl that doesn't know she's pretty or whatever. So it's just like, and because I hung around her so much, eventually I started to realize I was pretty. I started to realize that I was great, and I just needed to act like it more often. So it's just like, act like the person you are, and you'll soon believe that you are. But thanks so much for listening, Ty. This was a pleasure. I can't wait to see you win. I can't wait to see you successful. I know you in that MBA program or that master's degree. You're gonna crush that marketing. Like, we're gonna go all the way to the top. So just remember, this is the year we step up, set new standards, defy odds, and dominate. Why? Because dreams do come true, Ty. But first we must dream it, then we must believe it, and then we gotta grind every single day until we achieve it. Thank you so much, Ty. I'll see you next time.